Yeah, it was a while ago now, but I think the first match I played, it was actually in Wales, playing for under-20s, and what's so special about it is it's your first opportunity to play with players you don't normally get to play against, who you play against at club, and you kind of come together, and it's like you go through your whole club system playing with your mates. But to play with people that are your opponents week in, week out, to then have to come together makes it extra special. And then to pull on that England shirt, you have aspirations to get further, but it's your first opportunity where you can really play with that rose on your chest, play for the badge, do your family proud. And it feels like a real occasion. You get to stand there as you see the Scots there and sing the anthem for the first time out on that pitch with the crowd. Normally you're in the crowd facing that team, and that for me was the moment that really brought it to life. That's like, I'm actually here, I'm actually about to play and represent my country. So for these players that have played all throughout today, that are stepping out on that pitch now, some of them will have pulled on this shirt before, but a lot of them it's their first time. Friends and family are probably here, and makes all that training in the rain, the cold, all worth it.
Check, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yes, good luck.
England arrive in Stade Menac to take their place ahead of the anthems. England against Scotland incoming. A rivalry we didn't see last year on the Summer Series, simply because the two teams didn't play each other. It's only 3 matches that each of these teams play across the 3 weekends. And this year sees England against Scotland square off. So coming soon, the anthems, and a very special moment for both sets of players. So England get ready, and their team from 1 to 15 will be featuring the following. Number 1, Amelia Williams alongside Lucy Simpson and Grace Clifford in the front row. In the second row, Tyler Shirley and Lucy Finch. In the back row, Maddie Page wins her first cap at under-20s level alongside Joya Bennett and Annabelle Meta. The halfbacks are Ashton Adcock and Amelia McDougall of Saracens. In the centres, it's Molly Bunker and Millie Hyatt, the captain. In the back three, it's Molly Lutai, Sophie Hopkins and Leah Green. Whilst the substitutes are Lucy Calladine, Chloe Flanagan, Lily Plowman, Jasmine Adonry, Sophie McQueen, Poppy Love, Ella Cromack and Millie David. So plenty of firepower for England to call upon, plenty for Scotland to do so as well. And exciting horizons for both these sets of players. So Amber, your hopes as a former Red Rose, but also as a coach of young players as well, what were you hoping to see from England today, but also from Scotland from a player development perspective?
I think you obviously want to see a good tactical awareness, the ability to play the game, to move their teams around the park, but the thing I'm most interested in is that individual skill set, the players' ability to have variety in their game, to link up, to get the best versions out of themselves and their teammates. I think at that level, that's what I'm most interested in, how good these players can be and how good they can come together in a short space of time and put that on the pitch.
So our referee is a former international herself, Chloe Pell, long-standing French Sevens player of serious repute. She's in the middle for this one, and we are underway. England against Scotland in Wales at the start of this year's summer series at under-20s level. Here we go then. England straight into the action and moving forwards and backs around. Chloe Pell spots a knock-on from Scotland, and we'll have the first scrum of the afternoon. So England's front row of Amelia Williams, Lucy Simpson and Grace Clifford. Lock horns with Poppy Fletcher, Aicha Sutcliffe and Ailey Fleming, the two front rows.
I just want to take a moment to shout out Grace Clifford. She's been out, part of a number of players that were involved in an accident a year or so ago, and she's worked so hard to be able to be back. So it's so great to see her out there.
And England have that solid first scrum thanks to Clifford and co, and the backs are going to work again, and Leah Green has made a good half break. Fullback getting used to this stage, Leah Green, although she's been here before. Now the fly half, McDougall, Saracens player, has had a great season behind her in the PWR, and England are ticking over nicely early on. Molly Bunker, the inside centre, with that carry. McDougall bringing in forwards, but not quite enough precision for the forwards to hold on to that one.
Good early promise though, good tempo from England. Lovely ball, missed pass from Amelia McDougall on that wraparound, just releasing Leah Green.
And that goes nicely to touch, and 6 metres out from the line, England will set up. Chloe Pell marks out the line for both sets of forwards. Great chance this for England to get off the mark early on. Lucy Simpson with the line out, goes to the middle. It's a contest, but England take it, and now they start to drive towards the line, folding round the corner, and there's still momentum, and England are over for the first score. Chloe Pell raises her hands. It's those in white shirts who have their arms in the air after nearly 3 minutes in Wales. England off the mark against Scotland.
Really clinical open exchanges, making the most of the set piece platform that they had to get over the gain line. forcing Scotland to give away the penalties just by playing on top of them and making the most of their first real scoring opportunity with a well-set drive, staying low, staying connected. And once the ball gets going, it's pretty hard to stop.
Maybe Lucy Simpson with the ball under her arm.
Chloe, I have obstruction in the line out, white 4.
Well, we may be seeing this scratched off here. Obstruction possibly at the line out. Seen a number of them chalked off today, Amber, and this is set to pop England's bubble a little bit.
Yeah, if this one gets chalked off too, it's 3 from 3 for obstruction at the line out with a TMO intervention, so we'll have a little look.
So let's have a look to see whether England's Tyler Shirley, number 4, has obstructed too much at the front. And Amber, talk to us about what's legal here and what's not.
So you see the jumper come up, the two lifters want to be really tight to the hip of that jumper when they hit the deck, but what they can't do, they can't swing round the back. So you see Tyler Shirley wearing 4 here. As the jumper goes up, comes down, she just slides round so she gets close to the number 5 on her back of Lucy Finch, and she needs to stay to the hip side rather than swing round. So that is the difference between it being a legal drive and getting a close plug in to there where she slides round, and that's obstruction because the Scotland players can't come in and hit that ball carrier.
Agree.
Yes, you agree? Okay, thank you. Captain? There was an obstruction of white 4 in the line out, so it's going to be no try and penalty against you over there.
Okay, thank you.
No try!
So it's not first blood to England. There are no scores yet in the match. England denied by the TMO.
Time back on. 10 meters. Sorry, it's obstruction.
So England will need to tidy that particular part of their rolling maul up. They've had their first warning of the day from Chloe Pell.
White.
It won't be first blood to England, but it's definitely a sign to the Scots of what they can do. So it's that warning shot that if you give us an opportunity, we will take it. So Scotland have been let off, but they can't allow England to have too many of those opportunities.
Good line out from Scotland's perspective here. Aicha Sutcliffe landing and finding her jumper, and then Scotland's going through the hands. Maybe in their own 22, but going through the hands with confidence and looking to work this on to an edge, which is going to work out nicely here. Good speed on the outside from Norville. Now she cuts inside. Tackle from Leah Green. And penalty for Scotland. Their endeavour being rewarded here. Darroch sets off.
You're coming from the side.
They'll get another penalty as well. So England hemorrhaging penalties as Scotland play themselves out of trouble. Big 50-50, Amber, but it really landed on the side of the Scots with that one.
Yeah, but I think they've been rewarded by the ambition that they want to play out. Darroch taking that quick tap off that Leah Green penalty in the middle of the park. Smart decision because England are backtracking, they give away another penalty, and then that's the time, like they've just done, to take a breath, kick to the corner, and then rebuild on that territory. They've gone 60 metres up the pitch with not much effort.
There's no contest.
Another quick line out, no contest from England. Scotland are away into the midfield, and they are causing problems here for England. Isabel Twigger with that carry, the 7, and then the drive straight from Gunderson, the captain. Eating up the metres, Scotland's number 8. Good line here. Flynn was looking to lift that into the path of the on-rushing teammate and just went forward in the process, but Scotland firing some shots of their own now.
Yeah, they're looking dangerous, and what I love about that is they weren't waiting for their 9 to get to the base of the breakdown to play that ball. If the ball was available, the first player there was just picking it up and playing. And if you want to overcome this England side, playing with that intensity is definitely going to help you get on that front foot. Norville showing what pace she has on that right wing, so give her the ball, give her opportunity, and playing with that pace is definitely going to allow her to find that free space.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
So Adcock for England with a scrum which is heading backwards. Scotland with the nudge on.
Sorry. Both transfers are going up at the same time. Then it goes again. Sorry. Scrum wait. Sorry.
So England's scrum half winning her first under-20s cap today.
Set!
Puts this in. Again, it's good pressure from Scotland, and they will work a penalty from it. Statement follows statement from those in blue.
They got the initial shove on that first one. Little warning shot, and then made the most of it, getting that penalty the second time round.
And Scotland from a similar distance to where England mauled them over the line, but they get that timing just a little wrong, and that's enough. It flies over the top, England onto the ball, and they'll look to play from deep as well, just as Scotland did to them. Nice draw and give, and they're onto the outside already, and England shut down by good cover defence from Scotland. And so Adcock with the box kick taken well by Scotland. And they're turning their thoughts to attack once again.
No.
Charlotte Russell with that last carry, penalty coming their way. And off they go once more with Darroch. Flicks it back inside. Here goes Russell.
No. Ball is available.
Nice little draw from Ainsworth, Katie Ainsworth at 10 today. Darroch and Ainsworth and Russell, and she is lifted off the floor and driven backwards. Now playing first receiver is McRae, and that doesn't go anywhere near where it was supposed to. Creative from Scotland, but not precise.
Creative, they look really dangerous there in the first couple of phases, but just that hit where they ended up on the back foot. Charlotte Russell met by two defenders, and they just didn't have many answers after that. That's when you just need to be patient. You can slow the ball down and play at your own tempo if you're in possession, get some more players around the corner, and then go back at England.
England's turn for the line out to go wonky. First 10 minutes have been well matched. And Scotland's marginally having the better of it.
Yeah, and I think this set piece here will be a real tester for England. They don't want to give Scotland another opportunity to come away with that scrum pen and pick the corner. Scotland do have the wins behind their back, which is going to make their kicking game a little bit easier, probably get some more distance if they do choose to go to the corner, but a big test here for the England forwards.
Crouch! Bind!
Merrin Gunderson, the captain at number 8 for Scotland, hoping to get the ball back, or even better, and that is even better. Another scrum penalty. Well, England need to change the picture in the referee Chloe Pell's mind.
Here? Oh, on the line. Right. Do here.
to the middle, and this time Scotland bring it down to try and slow things down and take England on in an arm wrestle. But in the process of that, they knocked it on. That was an opportunity missed for Scotland. There's no pulling the wool over Chloe Pell's eyes, is there? She knows every trick out there. She would have pioneered a few of them as well on the 7th circuit.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Good pressure once more from Scotland. England do move it along the line as quickly as possible. Not quite getting into the 15-metre channel out wide. This is a little bit more direct. Annabelle Meta on the charge for the first time. Working nicely behind the gain line and then offloading after contact. Carry into contact from the debutant Maddie Page. Now Amelia Williams. So good with front foot ball, the loose head. Grace Clifford. McDougall doesn't put much on that at all. Could have bounced nicely for England's Millie Hyatt, but Scotland have it.
Probably needed to put a little bit more on that kick. Read really well on the wing by Lisa Brown, but with someone of Millie Hyatt's height, just put it a little bit higher, get a contest in the air, especially with her on the front foot and the Scottish defender backtracking.
Ainsworth has to go downfield. Returned by Green here. Powerful fullback when she chooses to carry, but she kicks this downfield and gives chase. There's not many options here for Lisa Brown. Scotland need a scrum half. Ainsworth arrives. Captain Gunderson met hard on the gain line. England's biding their time to challenge on the floor, but it's not at this ruck. And Ainsworth looks for touch here. This is going to bounce around. It could have bounced very nicely for them. Perfect kick. Recollecting it would have been a bonus, but good distance on it.
Yeah, lovely little option there. You can see the England defence well set up, but just a little bit narrow. Wanted to get off the line, and with the pace of Norville, if that was maybe 5 metres shorter, I think that was probably collecting the full and maybe a different story. But I love the way Scotland are just mixing up the picture. Ainsworth head up, trying to spot the gap, just making the English defence question. They can't just keep coming off the line and hitting hard.
Not straight.
Not straight.
Not straight. From a line out. Line. Stop doing that. Yes. Just ask me, ask once. Don't yell at them.
Scotland's line out by comparison is good, and they get it back and quickly move it to the midfield. Missing out the forwards, here's Charlotte Russell, and then this is shifted on to the left-hand wing Brown. Really taking this England team on. Scotland, who didn't win any of their matches last year in the Summer Series. England winning 2 from 3, losing only to France, but what a loss that was to the French, conceding over 70 points in their final match of it. Tap and go from the midfield for Scotland. They want options both sides. In the end, it's the trucking ability of Ailey Fleming. Good offload before contact too. They're really confident with ball in hand, this Scottish team. Charlotte Russell.
No, it's not out.
They've had a really good preparation phase for this competition. Have the Scots coming into it with an awful lot of confidence, and it's showing. At the back, England's Leah Green. Stepping out of trouble just about, but now they flood the short side. This could be interesting for England if they have the hands, which they don't.
Leah Green did so well to buy herself a little bit of time there, but great option by Scotland. Just putting the ball in behind, getting a good kick chase in. And they just need to be patient there and build on the pressure, forcing England back rather than give them an easy out with this penalty.
So McDougall, and good gain of grounds for England from the kick. 20 minutes played. Here in Ostrad Minak. Set piece taking precedence in all forms at the moment. England look to light things up a little bit more, and they work it nicely initially, but McDougall just overran, or the pass was too far behind one of the other. Back to the blind side they go. Big bump on Rihanna Darroch. Charge here from Finch. Winning her first under-20s cap for England today. Produced by Newbury RFC. Off go England, and Adcock causing havoc. Needs support though, up to the 22. Scotland are there. It's Charlotte Russell who's having the busiest of beginnings in the second row for Scotland. That was above and beyond the call of duty.
Missed opportunity there for Scotland. If they'd just gone towards Brownswing, they're still there if they can move it and find the edge.
Little hitch and go, and on the inside there's Norville. Found her way from the right wing over to the left wing, and it could have been interesting.
They pulled the trigger one phase earlier. I think Brown might have been away down this touchline, but good defence by England to get across and cover that space. But I love the ambition of both teams. They both want to play. I think England probably need to earn the right. They've got some intricate shapes, dummy runners, balls out the back, but they probably need to punch up a little bit more, get on the front foot, earn the right to go wide, that rugby cliche. And then Scotland probably just offloading one too many times. Again, just build, be patient in their attack. They're playing some really exciting stuff, moving the ball, but match that ambition with a bit of pragmatism, and I think they'll work their way up the pitch.
Louise Dalglish said in the build-up to this match that to combat the English physicality, which they knew was coming at them, they wanted to pick a pack that could match them. So far, over 20 minutes, they've done more than that. But what you know about young English under-20s teams particularly is they will keep going to the very depths of the match with the same structures and almost the same levels of fitness.
Set!
England have parity at this scrum, at least. Pick and go off the back, Meta. How difficult is she to stop? Starting to make more yards, Annabelle Meta. Here's Shirley. Now the next wave at speed as well. Grace Clifford bundling Scots players out the way. Break through the line again from Page. England using their major runners in this set. The next phase is taken on by Bennett. Now the backs, McDougall pulls it back. Green to the floor by the captain Hyatt. Adcock doesn't like the look of Scottish players in her view, so she pushes them out the way. Now England's starting again to muscle their way forward. Amelia Williams with that last carry. Here goes Joya Bennett to roll and score, and Chloe Pell will take a look. But she got over the line, Joya Bennett. There'll be a conversation about it, but nonetheless, Amber, when England put that kind of running phases together, they are very difficult, impossible to stop.
It's just wave after wave of big runners. They're setting early, they're accelerating onto the ball when it's ready at the back of the ruck, and it's almost impossible to stop. As soon as that first person gains momentum, it's easier for the second, third, fourth person, and they just seem to have waves and waves of players ready to step up and carry. But it's also the quality of the support player to get over, look after the ball, because that means that the ball is there for the 9, for Adcock to then feed the next pod.
England have had 1 try scratched off already, so English fans won't be getting too carried away just yet.
That's the best angle we have.
Joya Bennett, a returning face from last year in the summer series, seemed to place that fine. Amber, what would you say?
Looks good to me. I'm not sure if they were looking for potential double movement, but it looks like the momentum of the carry, she almost bounces off the turf rather than propel herself forward, and she definitely makes it over the line. Doesn't look like she knocks it on. See how she accelerates into that collision, just drops her body height.
Okay, we're just going to fast forward it to show you. So here it is.
For me, it's the same movement. She's just extending her arm to score the try. So I stay with my on-field decision. Do you agree? Do you agree? Jen, do you agree?
I agree.
Okay, thank you.
Joya Bennett's try stands. England do have the lead in the end. 20 minutes later than they thought they'd got it. Joya Bennett with the first score of the match, and it may have a few extras on top. Leah Green, one of the under-23 players in this side. The squad's allowed to field up to 5 under-23 players in each matchday squad, and Green, one of those for England. And that experience level shows. She knocks it over for all 7. England leads Scotland 7-0.
And that's the brutality England can bring if they just play a little bit more direct. They probably didn't need to go to that back phase. It kind of stifled the forwards' attack. Share the workload, yes, but you can still be direct through your backs. You've got some big centres you like to carry, but the forwards did so well there just to maintain that pressure and keep Scotland on the back foot.
England claim the kick-off. Contestable one, but Scotland didn't climb for it. Gap spotted by Lucy Simpson. Good pass from Adcock. Green. As that try showed England the way forward. McDougall bringing in the backs, the wide players now, and that's a very impressive carry. Right through Scottish tacklers. They look to have pinned her down, but no. There's Joya Bennett, and that one isn't a double movement, it's a knock-on on the floor.
See the experience Leah Green brings. Obviously she's kicking off the tee, but she's also stepping up as first receiver quite a lot for this England side. Amelia McDougall, a really experienced fly halves, played Saris, played in the Championship Cup final for OAs as well. She's controlling and moving this team well, but it makes it so much easier as a playmaker if you've got someone else who can share the load with you. It just allows you to sit a little bit further out and read the picture and have a bit more time to do so. So the combination of her, Leah Green, we've seen it work really well with Bowden Barrett, Damien McKenzie for New Zealand. They're working really well as a partnership so far.
Scotland, in the form of Gunderson, go to that 15-metre channel on the blind side. England limit the damage there, because when Gunderson gets going, she can knock Skittles over. Her legs were taken there. Scotland work it back again to the blind side. Fletcher's pass. Now Russell, but she's hit really hard here. She was on a hiding to nothing there. Molly Bunker sent her to the deck. Nicole Flynn has recovered some ground here for Scotland well.
Yeah, Charlotte Russell won't thank Lucy McRae for that pass. Sometimes you just got to get your head down and carry.
Russell.
She's ended up.
She's taking shots from all over. That one from Joy Bennett.
It's through no fault of her own as well. Wrong place, wrong time, I think, for Charlotte Russell. But she's managed it well, in all fairness to her.
And then she's offering herself for the next carry in the phase after.
It's what you need from your engine room, just to pick yourself back up and get going.
Man hasn't found touch. Good claim from England's left winger, Luai. Scotland not rolling away. In the tackle, after the tackle. England in the danger zone again. Interesting to see whether they go via the forward route again, or whether they vary that attack. We saw such a varied attack from France in the first game of the day. Could never predict where they were going next. They had this in their locker at 2, the rolling maul. England showing their strength right now, and what a strength that is. England driving themselves over the Scottish line.
Time off.
Chloe Pell doesn't yet have all the answers to her questions.
Jenny?
Yes.
Sorry, can we have a check?
Yes.
Unfield decision is no try.
Certainly
Held up.
felt like a try, didn't it, Anne-Marie?
Can you have a
That
look?
was travelling.
So
I think the
on-field
success of them
decision,
all has
no
outdone them
try,
here.
You're going to check grounding.
I think
Yes,
normally the player with the ball sits at the back and it's not moving forward as quickly, so they can spot the line and just drop. But because it was travelling forward at a rate of knots, I think the Scotland players might have been able to just get underneath and potentially have held this ball up.
I'm at the monitor, Jenny.
But it looked like a try for sure.
Okay, we're
That
just
England
getting the
ball was
best
so
angles for
well
you now.
set. They built the speed early and they kept going right towards that try line.
We're going to go through all angles.
Okay.
And the ball
This is
isn't
the
at
last
the back for
angle.
England. It's not with Joy Bennett. It's further up in the maul.
I think it's
I
with
have
Lucy
no evidence
Simpson.
to show you to overrule your on-field decision.
I'm not sure if the
Okay.
boots of
So
Poppy
then no
Fletcher
clear
have just got
grounding.
stuck
I'm gonna stick with
underneath
my
and ended
on-field
up in the
decision.
right place
No
there.
try, held up. So, go line drop out. Do you agree?
I agree.
So you just see that
Okay.
pink boot
Thank you.
underneath where Lucy Simpson's trying to put that ball down.
Chloe Pell has seen enough for
Captain?
her. Let's find out
Captain?
what the decision is.
We have no clear grounding, so it's going to be held up and drop. No clear grounding. So it's going to be a drop line, drop in goal line.
Perfect, thank you.
Well received
No
by
try.
England's
Held
captain,
up.
Millie Hyatt. No protests from the England captain. And the reason, Amber, why that try wasn't given specifically, was it because the ball couldn't be seen to be confirmed?
Back.
Right from the restart, get it right back, and they're already putting that disappointment behind them. Grace Clifford channeling it into some forward pressure. Carry from Maddie Page this time. And then back to this side they come, and there is no doubt for Grace Clifford. She brushes Scotland aside all by herself. That was as emphatic as it can get.
And you can see how much that meant to her teammates as well, all getting around her. She's carried really well in this first half so far, got her team over the gain line, and England just bounced back to that blind side. She's got 3 or 4 players trying to stop her, but she keeps powering her legs and finds her way to the line. Great finish.
So England move on quickly, and Leah Green doesn't quite add the extras to this one. England leading Scotland 12 points to 0 now, 5 minutes from half time after Grace Clifford's try.
And going back to the held up try from the maul, it depends what question the referee asks to the TMO. So if she said she hasn't seen a clear grounding and there's no evidence that overturns that decision from the TMO, then no try can be given. If she says she's seen it and then nothing outrules her try that she's seen, then the try gets given. So it's all on what Chloe Pell says.
Bristling run from Sophie Hopkins. Green. Dynamic carrying now from England. From all corners they come. Charge from Williams. Adcock keeping the pace high. That's a lovely line too. Now England in green space here. Eyeing up the fullback. The support is just on the inside. It was Hyatt. Now is this a deliberate knock-on?
For me, there's a clear possibility of a breakdown. So it's going to be not on the other card.
For the number.
Huh?
For the number.
Do you have the number?
I don't have the number, sir.
Max, do you have the number? Do you have a description?
Amber Reid, do you have the number of who
Neither.
did the...
I'm trying to get you a
tap
number
down?
now.
Yes,
I
please.
think it may have been the 15 in the backfield because it was a clear line break. Millie Hyatt with a lovely timed lift off the
15
shoulder
blue.
by Molly
15 blue,
Bunker,
thank you.
who goes through, then gets the ball back on the
Captain.
inside.
15 blue.
And Nicole Flynn this is.
I'm going to check for option of penalty. Sorry, I'm going to check for an option for penalty try as well, Chloe.
Okay, thank you. Okay. It's a deliberate knock-on.
Yeah.
There's a possibility of breakdown. We're going to check for a penalty try, but it's going to be a yellow card against you.
That's fair.
Okay?
No way.
Are you checking that now?
We're checking now.
For
That's
penalty try?
for penalty try. We're checking. Okay. Deliberate knock-on.
Okay, Chloe, come to screen so I can show you. Check,
Yes,
check.
Okay. Time off. TMA.
Let me know when you're at the screen.
Okay. I'm at the monitor.
Okay, we're going to show you the context now. Go. This is the best angle we have.
Okay. So what I see, blue 7 could tackle the 13, white. There would be no penalty try. Just a penalty. Do you agree? Do you agree? Jenny, do you agree? Jenny?
Just check one more time.
For me, the 7 is still in close proximity. We do not know the speed of the 13 of the 7, so the 7 could have tackled the 13, so I'm going to stick on my on-field decision. No penalty try, only a penalty and a yellow card.
Stick with your on-field decision.
Okay, good. Captain, Scotland, please. Captain. There was a player in clear proximity of the number white 13, so we do not know if the try was going to be scored. So it's going to be only penalty, yellow card, no penalty try.
Okay, cool. Perfect, thank you.
Can you tell me, Jenny, am I at the right place or not?
Hang on, I can't see you at the moment.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, you're in the right position.
Thank you. Time back on. Right here. It's a ball. Jenny. Jenny, sorry, we're going back to you again.
Okay, so
there's no clear grounding for us. So try yes or no.
okay, so confirmation, try yes or no,
Yes.
no, and check grounding.
Yes. I don't know if it was held up by blue or by white. That's my problem.
We're going to give you context and we're going to go back to the line out.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, so we're going to go back and start the line out for you to have a look at the lifters,
Yes.
if you're happy with that, and then we're going to go grounding. So do you want line out again and grounded
No,
again?
That's all the angles that you have for the line out. Can you play it one more time?
Yeah, just going to get angles for you now.
Thank you. But held up by white or blue?
They just held up naturally, where then before you blew whistle, she'd go in the line. Just before you go in the whistle.
So, can you play it one more time, please?
Play the same one, this one again.
This one again. For me, I have a blue player in contact with the playing with the jumper. Sorry. No, I have a blue player. Yeah, so it's no obstruction because a blue player can get in. For me, that's it. And then we have to check the grounding.
So that's one for grounding.
Yeah, I agree.
And this is a slower version on the grounding.
Okay, so for me, it was held up naturally. The ball was still available. There was no knock on. The player clearly grounded the ball before I blew the whistle. So it's going to be a try. Do you agree? Do you agree? Jenny, do you agree?
Agree.
Okay, thank you. Turn back on. I'm at the right place, Jenny. I think I am. Yes.
I'm just finding the mark now.
A ball, please. Ball. That's okay.
So 2 meters in from the 5 meter. Yeah, so where you are is fine.
Okay. Perfect. Yes, that's okay.
Hello again, everybody. Apologies for the drop in transmission, but what you saw was England's third try of the day. Now scored by Lucy Simpson, England's hooker, and now we are back underway. We are back with sound, and Amber Reid is back next to me as well. There's about 8 minutes to play until half-time, despite what the timeline is saying to us. There's plenty of time left due to the numerous TMO interventions that we've had. We are going to be rolling a little deeper in this first half than what we expected. And Scotland on the ball right now, and in the form of Lily Crisp making some headway.
You have your hand on the ground before. Nine each here. Hand on the ground.
And all of a sudden, Amber, despite Scotland's endeavours, they find themselves 17 points to 0 down.
They just can't seem to keep the ball for enough phases to build on the good stuff they're doing. Again, lots of lovely interplay there, lots of big carries, but...
That's such a good line, isn't it, from Maddie Page?
Gunnarsson did so well there just to tap the ball and put her off. That was a lovely line break. Little outside arc as she stepped into that contact, just puts off the defender and then finds that clear space on the outside. But Scotland are doing some really nice things. I think their midfield, there are opportunities out there. England are getting really narrow in defence. Scotland are asking their forwards to do a lot of work. They're having a couple of good carries, and then that's when they need to capitalise and pull the trigger, share the workload forwards and backs. And that Scottish midfield need to look up and spot those opportunities because they have some absolute gas on the edges. Let's feed them, and that's the easiest way to get over the gain line.
They're going to play this to the right-hand side. This is where all the numbers are for Scotland. Over to those wheels in the shape of Emily Norville, and now she's off and going again, kicking for herself. Where's this going to bounce for her? It's going to go out of bounds for everybody. But Norville again, lighting up the right wing for Scotland.
Doesn't seem to need much space down the outside, but a nice little kick, and Scotland now have the line out, 6 metres out, the best attacking opportunity they've had for a long time in this game. And if they can come away with something here, kind of changes the perception of that first half a little.
Well taken down by Russell. Scotland's maul now has motion, and they peel back to the right-hand side.
Advantage!
Playing with the advantage too. Russell is going to be missed out here. It's up to the backs. It's a great pass along the face of the gain line, but that was just a little too close to the gain line, perhaps.
7 white.
Joy Bennett offside,
We're going round.
or even for going round in the maul. Penalty Scotland. A kind of infraction that Joy Bennett's got to be careful of. Doesn't lead to a yellow card.
Okay. 5 minutes, girls. 5 minutes.
Back rowers like to toe close to that line though.
Yes, quite right. If you're not doing that, then you can't lay claim to being a true open side flanker, can you? And Joy Bennett was just doing that. Scotland off the back of this line out, and this is very close to England's line. It slows down somewhat. Now the next wave is here. Scotland looking for their first try in the summer series. And they've gone close. Have they gone close enough?
I want to check. Time off. I'm sorry, Jen. Again, checking.
Well, there has been a lot of TMO in this first half, no doubt about it. And Chloe Pell,
there's no
the most aware of that, I think.
There's grounding the second time by blue. I just want to
and
make sure.
every time she has, she's been in a
on-field decision.
difficult position.
No
She's got to
try.
come all the way back
Okay.
across.
The on-field decision, no try, check grounding.
Yes, please.
And she's creating more running meters for herself. It does look like England get underneath this and hold this up,
I
but
feel no try, but there's a grounding in the second time. I just want to make sure there's no grounding in the first time.
Oh, we're putting up for you now.
Chloe Pell doesn't
There's
think
no
this is a
grounding,
try.
the white. Sorry.
So there's got to be conclusive evidence to prove otherwise.
I'm not sure if the white got the ball before she was held up. You know what I mean?
just carries
Okay,
a little
that's
bit
all I
too
need,
high
Jenny.
into that contact and allows the England players to get
The ball
underneath.
was held up. So no grounding, no try. I can stay with my on-field decision. Do you agree? Do you agree? Jenny, do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Chloe Pell's racking up more running meters than she did when she was playing at the moment.
She's making the correct
Ball was
on-field
held up.
decisions. I think she just
No
needs
try.
to back herself a little bit more in her decision making, because every time she's come up with the right thing, confirmed by the TMO screen.
Yeah, her instincts are good, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really good. She just needs to go with them a little bit more and allow this game to flow.
So England's with the restart from underneath the post. Scotland claim it. Brown looking for short runners. One of them is Fletcher. Well timed from Poppy Fletcher. Then Aicha Sutcliffe. And Zamia. is Gunderson, the captain. A little bit more dynamic from Merrin Gunderson. And speaking of dynamism, arriving at the right time, goes Scotland again. It opens up on the left-hand side. They still go to the right, again with Aisha Zamir. And Russell. Really have been impressed with Charlotte Russell in this first half. He's got through so much work. Good spot of the gap from Katie Ainsworth. Gunderson, that first step of hers is very evasive.
If you look at the carries at the moment for Scotland, every one of them is stepping back in off their outside foot. It feels like the safe option because the defence are coming higher on the outside because you have to defend around the ruck, so you're a little bit later. But it means every time you step back in, you're never shortening the defensive line. So the next carry never gets any easier. The defence are always ready and set. They need to be brave and bounce out. Cause some problems for this English defence.
There's that step back again from Gunderson. And England do swallow that up very well. Now they might put some width on things here. Straighten of the line from McIntyre. Russell. Fletcher. England are being moved about, not coast to coast, but they are being shuttled along. If Scotland can keep the ball, then surely the try will come for them. Lily Crisp. Hard carry from Fletcher, really timed it well. Now Fleming. England are being disciplined on the line for their part. Unwilling to give unnecessary penalties away. But Scotland get ever closer. Now there's an awful lot of width on this. The crossfield kick, if this lands in the breadbasket, which it does, the try will be scored for Scotland. It's touched down by Holly McIntyre, who kept her width wonderfully. And then it was the cutback, but this time the defence was primed to be undone. And McIntyre did it.
Really good decision. She looked up. Edge player was so far away, but a deft little kick pass in that scenario doesn't really matter if it doesn't travel forward anywhere, but a lovely outside step. Evades Luai.
Try is good.
But the kick was the right option. She's not got the range of that pass. It would have been a 20-odd metre pass to get it out of there. It's not going to work. So we saw a kick earlier on in the game, but a lovely deft little touch. Puts it far enough that Luai has to chase across. And that's a fantastic finish by McIntyre.
Good distance on the conversion, but to the right of the posts. Extras can't be added by Scotland, but 17 points to 5. The most important of the steps back towards England has been taken.
And they need to take some confidence in that attack. They caused England problems. It took them a while, but they were patient and eventually ground them down. England got so narrow in their defence that it's going to give Scotland opportunities. They need to hold on to the ball long enough to exploit them.
Backward!
No knock on from Scotland. Front rows again are judging each other's running lines to perfection. Fleming and Fletcher once more. But a zip on this and a straightening of the line. It's brilliant. Gunderson is the next player.
Touch my white!
Katie Ainsworth kicks over. Leah Green gets it at the back. And she goes snaking into the middle of the pitch. Almost offloads, but decides against it. Meta. McDougall. This is right in the way of a player receiving treatment. Nicole Flynn. Make sure that she passes that backwards, and Norville kicks for herself. It dribbles over the touchline into the red.
Half time.
And after a half which almost knocked on an hour, in fact the first half ends, with England in front, 17 points to 5 over Scotland in Istad Minak. It has been a half for Scotland, which has promised a lot, in the end only delivering 5 points, but they are definitely in the fight against this English team, who will have to keep up their standards and pressure in the second half. So these are the scores that did make it onto the score sheet. There were plenty that didn't. The first try of the day, scored by Joya Bennett for England.
This came off the back of multiple big carries, and Joya Bennett ends up on the receiving end of the one that tipped Scotland defence over the edge. And then again, the forwards getting the work done. Lovely ball press by Maddie Page, gets it back. That snap, that extra work on the floor just means it's there on a plate. Adcock bounces back down that blind side and Grace Clifford goes over.
Now this was the try that we missed. Live in commentary, certainly due to a technical hiccup, but Lucy Simpson was on the end of it. Right on the end of it, just there. It's around the half off, perhaps the best try of the day. In fact, definitely the best try of the day so far. Scored by Holly McIntyre.
Yeah, and again, it was the pressure by the forwards that created that space out wide. McIntyre holding her whip, which is critical in attack, especially in that red zone. And a lovely little kick pass. Judged to perfection, right in the bread basket.
So Scotland will begin the second half 12 points behind on England. There's plenty of twists and turns potentially in this one still to come. We have a 10-minute break now, and we'll see you for the second half.
I can feel it. Go out. Oh, we have to wait for that one. C'est ce que fait moi en fait, des fois, c'est que je vais sortir sur le terrain. Ah, yes, we can go out on the field. We can go out on the field. Good second half.
Welcome back to this Saturday night in Ystad Mynach in South Wales. England leading Scotland 17 points to 5 in the last of the day's games. It's been the opening round of this year's Women's Six Nations Summer Series. Wins for France, wins for Ireland, and this one still very much in the balance. England with a 12-point lead, but Scotland showing enough for England to know that if they drop off their boil, if anything goes awry, they will be under pressure from this Scottish team. Great first half try in the end, scored by Holly McIntyre, the outside centre for Scotland. England with 3 tries to their name as well. Lucy Simpson, Grace Clifford and Joya Bennett, the try scorers for England. Chloe Pell makes sure everyone's ready. Former French Sevens rugby international of so many years standing, Chloe Pell. So here we go, Scotland chasing down England. The kickoff taken by Rihanna Durock. And England straight into the thick of things again. When they get their big runners moving quickly, they are so dangerous. And after a 15-minute break, they are refreshed and looking to go full gas right from the off. Here's Bennett, shrugs off the first defender. One of the returning faces from last year's summer series is the number 7 for England. McDougall, one of the familiar faces in the PWR for Saracens. This is lovely. Moving through the gears, Molly Bunker. McDougall again, straight carry from Williams. She wasn't worried about who she was going to encounter then.
No, you're holding her.
Challenging and taking on Scotland very physically. McDougall chips maybe for herself. Oh, it's going to be popped back inside. Now it's McDougall off Meta's pass. Brilliant from England. Right out of the traps at the start of the second half. Can they make this play? Hyatt with the loop pass over the top. Luai didn't go on the outside. She looked for support.
Back.
And Williams will just drop the ball so Scotland can play here. A low-key end to that phase for England. But Leah Green has it here. Might be able to spring something from the back. Here's the captain Hyatt. Good hands from Hyatt into Finch. McDougall taking this nice and flat and bringing Simpson into play. She is standing a little bit flatter, McDougall, at the start of this second half. Here's Annabelle Meta. Plays her club rugby for Trailfinders. Came through at Wimbledon RFC. McDougall thinks about popping it over the top and thinks better of it. Green.
Backwards.
Scotland, though, Amber, patiently soaking up this pressure and ultimately not too troubled by England in that last phase, certainly.
No, apart from the break down the touchline, it's the second time Molly Bunker's got away, and it shows that you don't need fancy intricate shapes, you just need simple fix and give, lovely timing of pass. Amelia McDougall coming around the corner, Millie Hyatt finding the space for Molly Bunker, but Scotland's defence just staying patient, staying organised, working hard to get off the floor so they've got numbers on feet. And just not allowing the England forwards to get that rumble on like they did in the first half. Met with good solid collisions. And once England can't get on that front foot, they just find it a little bit harder to go through the gears.
For Scotland now entering the field of play, number 19, Holly Wilson.
So England's forwards all together. Amber, you like to see that, don't you, at the break of play? Tell us exactly why, in terms of what we're seeing, the difference between the two teams here.
Yeah, something that we've had installed in us at Bristol. Dave Ward, big advocate for it. It just means that if you get everyone in, you can deliver the same message to the whole team and everyone's on the same page. If you end up split, you've got the forwards having one conversation, backs having another conversation, and if no one comes in together, no conversations are being had. And it's just a really good opportunity to use that break in play to get that communication right, to make your next action in the game a positive one, so everyone's on the same page.
I found Scotland were also grouped together, so they were both reading from that script.
Crouch! Bind!
Scotland having to make an enforced change early on in the second half. Unfortunately,
If you're too far, you get closer. If you're too close, you get
Alicia Zamir, I think, is having to head off.
Get back on.
For England, Lily Plowman taking up
Crouch!
her place in the front row. Now Scotland had a number on England a number of times at the scrum in the first half. Here they just have a solid platform to work from, and that's well taken in the end by McIntyre. Couldn't do much more with that. That was stooping right to her bootstraps. Now it's better from Scotland, but not enough depth really, and Norville can't take the pass.
It's that really tricky position if you go into that 15 metre, 20 metre gap. as your strike play. It doesn't leave you with much space to then go. So you almost have to think about playing tighter in that 15, get on the front foot, go forward, because there's probably not going to be much space to go round.
Get down, blue down!
So England to the middle and quickly off the top, Adcock. And then McDougall. And England set it up. Quick enough ball for McDougall to do something with here, and maybe Luai. Lutai's legs are taken. McDougall and lovely hands. Annabelle Meta launched onto that, and look at the yards she's made after contact.
Back, blue.
McDougall slows things down. Bringing in players nicely here. Leah Green. And she's pulling some nice strings now. Nice break, and then Joya Bennett spins through. Looks for the offload. It's come off the knee, so England can still play it. If they had it, that is. Instead, Scotland do. And Charlotte Russell. And now a penalty for England, being over-eager. Joya Bennett trying to rip that back on her team's side.
No, that's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And from the Scottish perspective here,
Right here.
what types of
Yes.
things do you think they will have been wanting to focus more on in this second half to improve?
Probably just get a little bit more width in their carries to cause the defensive picture to change. That's a really good width to attack from there. The last scrum where Holly McIntyre took the ball off her toes, again, really good space to get into. It just means that the English defence have to work rather than being comfortable. Scotland has shown that they can do some really good stuff. They've got some great interplay, some good carriers, but they have to bounce out into these spaces to then trap the England players on that blind side.
Ball is there to be won here, and Scotland are going to win it. They have the protection of Chloe Pell. England, again, falling foul of the referee by diving on the ball.
So within the laws of the game, even though that ball's out, you have to, within that metre, you have to be on your feet to play that ball. So diving on it is going to get that penalty turned against you.
It's one of the least instinctive rules that players can abide by. It's so hard not to do that in the moment.
And it's the knock-on offside penalties as well when that ball's rolling at your feet, and it's so hard to just walk away from a ball. It just seems wrong.
Yeah, Ken Owens knows all about that, doesn't he? Here come England.
Leah Green's done so well in that backfield just to evade the first couple of tacklers. The Scottish defence have come up, but she's used some footwork each time to gain her team some metres.
Meta gaining more metres after that, but that misplaced pass loses some of those. McDougall, ball is touched in the air, it's tapped back for England. It's a good variety, would you say, Amber, to the way Amelia McDougall's started this second half. That's nicely done as well from the forwards, and then Bennett is there. She lofts this up for McDougall. She'll get the rewards. Amelia McDougall touches down for England. The fly half pulling all manner of strings in order to make space for her forwards. And then they return the favour and give it back to their fly half. Good score from England.
She's got loads of experience. She's a very skillful fly half. She can read the game really well. She's been at Saracens, OAs, amongst some really good players. Georgia Bennett there knows that her fly half's going to be trailing in behind, so she'll sit in behind that initial pod. Great carry from them, and she can just pop in from out the back. Simpson lifting up, lovely support play. And that's what the backs need to do. They need the forwards to do that hard work, and then you have to share the workload and get off the back of it. And Amelia McDougall does so well to turn the corner and get on her shoulder there.
So Green lines this up nicely and puts it through as well. Good kick from England's fullback. England leading Scotland 24 points to 5. 10 minutes played of the second half, and England with a healthy bank balance right now. And Simpson working on new ways to unpick the Scottish defence, which is coming out of the line well, but is maybe not quite as connected as it was in the first half. Chip over from England, but this isn't going to bounce for those England chasers, but they have forced a knock-on.
I think maybe the message at half-time in the England dressing room was to look at putting boot to ball a little bit more and those kicks over. Probably not the right time to do that, but it's a really good opportunity now for Scotland forwards to get back into this. You feel like this is the point in the game now, 24-5 on the scoreboard. Scotland have done some really good things, just got not a lot to show from it, but they can't let England run away with this game.
Bind! Set!
So Ashton Adcock lets Meta pull it away for her, then she'll link with McDougall, and they've worked a good bit of space here on the right-hand side. Green ducks back, and then with a big step in there from Leah Green. Big physical player, but she can move when she wants to, befuddle defences as well. Knock on from England.
Figured it well with that scrum, just to wheel Meta in, a trail finder's teammate, and not let her get away. You've seen her break so many times. She's a great player, but open side flanker doing her job there.
No.
And maybe a chance here for Scotland to put plays and phases together here that can trouble England. Not without the ball though. And it'll be an England scrum.
Captain Luai, tell your player to back.
Scotland just look a little bit lost at the moment. They don't seem to have the same cohesiveness they started the game with. Obviously, that is going to change when you bring substitutes on. But they just look like they're a little bit flat. No one seems to want to really own that space and get their hands on the ball to carry and do something for their team. They're kind of all in each other's pockets. So for them to get a foothold in this game, they just need to tidy that up a little bit, because they have shown what they can do. But they just need a little bit more clarity.
No, you have to be here first. Crouch! Bind! Back up. Shoulder out. Okay. Thank you.
Love England's play down this blind side here. We've not seen a lot of Sophie Hopkins on the ball, but plays for Sale. Seen her in a Sale shirt, and she has pace to burn. We spoke about Millie David, who's on the bench. Again, absolutely rapid, but Sophie Hopkins is equally up there.
Bind! Set!
And with two players on this blind side, one of which is Hopkins. The wheel goes towards the open side though, and Scotland with a third scrum penalty of the match. They're definitely having a better day of things up front, and that's a well-worked short pass to get on the outside of England. Lily Crisp making that dent. Ainsworth then wants to go a little bit wider. Aicha Sutcliffe. Ainsworth really puts a good speed on the ball, doesn't she, Scotland's fly half?
Yeah, she loves to attack the line. She's always got a ball in hand. She looks for that quick dart.
Norville likes a quick dart herself, and she's away here. Look for support. It was only into an English jersey.
No, it's a wrap. It's over.
Bennett Chloe Pell with an impressive vanishing act to get out of harm's way there.
Wonderful footwork.
McDougall chips this over right through for Green, who then kicks it herself. This might work out nicely. Hopkins is then after it.
Yes. No advantage. Sorry. Not done by White.
It was ambitious from England. It was creative.
Back to this one.
But Scotland will get the ball back.
1 and 2 blue, please.
Ambitious and creative, but with purpose. If you look at how Scotland was set up, they had a flat line, but they had 3 drop deep into the backfield, expecting England to kick. Their front line was spread between the 2-5, so not much space if you look up. So it's a really lovely option by Amelia McDougall to just put it between the deep backfield players who are expecting that clearance kick and that front line that want to come up. Just unfortunate that Leah Green couldn't quite gather it cleanly, but love that ambition, but really smart decision making from Amelia McDougall.
Scotland's chance now, Amber, with this kind of field position and a blind side and an open side.
Set!
Right behind the scrum is Katie Ainsworth. She comes onto the open side here.
What?
Pass down from Flynn, now Norville, and she's moving really fast. Norville goes for the line, she's still driving, has support as well. England eventually shut her down, meters from their line. Great chances for Scotland. The forwards come into play. And they'll switch it back to this side. Flynn and Norville, her legs are taken this time. Popped off the floor by Douglas. Now in the hands of Fleming. A big carry from one of the Scottish front row forwards would go down very well at this point in time. Russell is involved here. Now Douglas gives it to the backs. Ainsworth going off on a run by herself. Norville is there, and Norville is in the corner, and Scotland have scored a beauty. Katie Ainsworth going off on an adventure by herself, and in the end finding Emily Norville.
It looked for all money that they might have butchered that opportunity by pulling the trigger too early to go to the backs. Everyone outside Katie Ainsworth seems to be in front, so when she looked up there was no one to pass to, but we've said how well she attacked. She created an opportunity a few seconds ago about taking it to the line. She just gets on that outside arc, but that is a fantastic finish with pressure. Every good winger knows where that touchline is, keeps her feet in. She still has a lot to do in this moment, but that is a wonderful finish.
She has looked the likeliest of backline scorers for Scotland today, and she's got on the score sheet in the end. Knocking on the door of an hour, Scotland 14 points adrift of England. But more play like that, and they won't be in that position for very long. Katie Ainsworth can't add the extras.
If I was a player in and around Katie Ainsworth, I'd just be looking at the defence that want to run and fly on her. I know she's going to take it to the line. What opportunities can I pick in and around the spaces? Defenders are biting on her all the time, so pick the whole one out and you'll be through every time. She's attacking the line so well.
Touched by blue, it's going to be white line out.
So amongst some of the changes, on for Scotland come Megan Hyland and Kaylee McHugh. And for us, Amber, Kaylee McHugh is someone who's come through the Basildon route. We saw Basildon, of course, in action in the Under-18 Club Finals Cup not so long ago. Great route that is serving English rugby as well as Scottish rugby with McHugh.
Yeah, that Basildon that day put in a wonderful performance. Forwards and backs combining. Definitely the stronger of the two teams to come out on top with the win. And it's got a rich rugby heritage, lots of international players coming out from that area, and it shows the depth that they have in the club and the pathway that they're providing to now give players an opportunity to pull on their international jersey out on this pitch.
Scottish voice is a little louder in the crowd right now. Rebecca Douglas, good pass off the floor from Douglas to Ainsworth, and Scotland don't quite unpick England's defence from the first phase of the move, but now they go to work. There's McHugh. Fleming. Good carry from Ailey Fleming. The front row from Scotland have been so good in so many different areas.
There's no advantage. Number 2, offside.
They've shared the workload between them as well. They've all put their hands up to carry. None of them have shied away from that physical battle. They've taken it upon themselves to get their team on the front foot.
Quick tap from Scotland's forwards and into the hands of Gemma Thompson. Ainsworth being watched a little closer now. It's an interception from Luai, and she will scamper away for England. Molly Luai lurking in the back line and getting in the passing lane to bag herself a score.
She read that so well. She reads the play, but she doesn't oversell herself to go in front of where that ball is and get beaten by a pass over the top to the Scottish winger. She goes up, she holds her feet, stays in the passing channel, and then has the dexterity to tip the ball up and regather. Fantastic try, turning defence into attack. You see so many times that ball goes to deck, but she does so well just to hold her feet and then re-accelerate to take the regather.
Nice to put England beyond the 30-point mark. Green sends it right through. No need to sign for that one. Leah Green on the mark.
Time off. White, 7, 1 and 15, please.
I'd like to see the Scottish backs just hold their feet a little bit more.
White, 7, out.
They just got a little bit flat on that occasion, which allows Luai to make that defensive read because she hasn't been drawn out of that defensive line. They've got the pace, they've got the skill set, but they can't get too flat.
Come back on.
So that will be Green's last act of the day, along with Amelia Williams. She heads for the sidelines. Fresh legs on for both teams now. And this could really start opening up. Good hands here. McDougall is
There's a knock on in the
taken
tackle.
by Flynn.
Advantage.
That was a knock on. Here's the new girl, Sophie McQueen. Molly Bunker still on the park.
Advantage over.
As is Lucy Finch making headway. It's a nice carry too. Poppy Love on her first appearance for England Under-20s. Trailfinders player. Simpson. McDougall again is finding all sorts of pockets of space in behind the Scottish line. That's well taken.
I think that's the difference when that little chip works. It's when the backfield are deep, but because England are playing in the opposition half, they're not as far away. That is a wonderful step. Seen Ella Cromack pull that a number of times. But I think the test for this England side is, with these changes, can they still keep momentum? Can it look like the same England team that started that game?
Blue ball. White back, back. Play it.
Ainsworth has to be quickly there. She was under pressure. Did get the kick away. Millie David. Now she ricochets through a couple of tackles. So David and Cromack on for England in 22 and 23 jerseys. Watch those numbers well when there's space out here. Poppy Love. Here's Cromack. Missed pass, but Luai was a little far beyond the ball, and Sophie McQueen wasn't quite at the line of it.
Have an injury on the field. Blue, 13 and 11. Blue 13, blue 13, and 11 out. Blue 13 and 11.
Well, just a reminder that this is just the first round of 3 in the summer series. All these teams
Stand back on. No, out.
back in action next Friday.
Water out. Water out.
England are facing Italy next Friday, 1 p.m. local time, while Scotland face Wales in the 6 p.m. kickoff.
Right here.
And then on the 17th of July, the final
Numbers.
round of
Hello,
action.
hello. 5.
England
No,
against
wait.
France
I'm
and
still in the
Scotland
middle.
against
Hold them,
Ireland.
please. Yes, she's going up. She's going up.
So not every team
Yeah.
faces every other in the Under-20 Six Nations Summer Series.
Hold on.
And certainly that England-France match will be one that the English will want revenge for after last year. Scotland with the line out going astray.
Captain. Scrum on line out.
I think Scotland will feel a bit aggrieved with that. It looked like there was no contest from England, so should be play on.
No, but it was really off. No, guys, we were here? Okay. Blue here. White here.
Seen Ella Cromack slot into that 15 role instead of Leah
Back.
Green. You saw how
Blue.
much of a playmaker
Back.
Leah
Thank you.
Green was, and Ella Cromack probably more known to be in that fly half role, so she'll offer exactly the same as an extra playmaker to Amelia McDougall.
Meta feeds Love, and McDougall chips it over. Scotland are waiting this time though in Freya McColl.
Tackle.
They are expecting that chip now, you sense, from Amelia McDougall. It's has worked well for England,
Back.
but Scotland are getting to grips with it.
Yeah, it's not the right time for that kick there. She's travelling sideways. The Scottish defence are up on her, and the backfield's covered with the winger just stepped off. So, yeah, not a great decision there, but a chance for Scotland to get back into this game and build something themselves.
Carry was from Highland. Rebecca Douglas at the base here, bringing it to the short side. Space spotted by McRae.
There's a knock on the ground. White come. Yes.
Such a terrific performance for Scotland last year, Lucy McRae.
Time off. Substitution.
Her kicking game
White, blue.
really standing out.
Sorry. Blue 4. Come back on.
Charlotte Russell's day does come to a close. Couldn't really have worked harder for her cause in the engine room for Scotland.
She's been everywhere. Worked super hard for her team. Done all the stuff that takes no talent. Got off the floor, worked hard, cleaned up loose ball. The things that you don't get plaudits for necessarily, but she's done a great job in that engine room, like you say.
Set!
Poppy Love.
Both sides are going down at the same time. We're going to do another scrum white.
Has to wait for this
Okay.
ball to go through the processor.
Please. Try to stay up in front. Okay? Thank you.
So this is an area where Scotland really have had that upper hand. A massive positive to take away from this game. They've put England under all sorts of pressure. Turned it into penalties. They just haven't been able to capitalise off the back of them.
Set!
The quicker England can get it away from the base, the better. And Love and Meta don't hang about. Here's Millie David, and she'll go here. And the offload from the floor just went forward. England taking out frustrations on Scotland.
Knocked on by White.
Millie David's pace, though, always good to see. That speed injection from the Bristol bat.
I'm very glad she was on my team when I played. Many a time she got us out of a few holes or scored some wonder tries. I think she was told to work on her physicality, and she's done that. She works super hard in the gym, pushes good numbers that you wouldn't expect for someone of her build.
Wait before the ball is out before coming.
Yeah, and her physicality's gone through the roof as a result, so she's got that pace and that physicality now.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
England with a change of impetus here at the scrum. For once, it is a scrum penalty for England today. That is a turnaround.
Yeah, real turnaround, but they just went all 8 together, and you can see them all driving through. Great body shape, nice and tight.
Just helps so much to be able to turn scrums into 30-metre territorial gains and then get the line out like that.
Right here. Blue, please. Blue. Yeah.
So Lucy Calladine for England, the Burton RFC player. Loughborough Lightning as well. Aiming for the middle, Scotland ruin that. And Scotland get it away with
Backwards.
Ainsworth wanting this to go as wide as quickly as possible, and it's surely going to work out for them here. Norville again sees space in behind. David is in a foot race here with Norville. She's going to win the race, is she? In the end, it will be a wonder try for Scotland, and Poppy Melonby has shredded England from deep. That is a wonder score from the replacement. And fair and square in a foot race, she outdid even Millie David.
That's one for the collector's books. You do not see that very often, but she did so well through the contact to stay on her feet. She could have easily gone to floor, but
30 seconds.
picks the ball up. Millie David still has time to get back and chase. Couple of bouncing balls, but undefendable bounce pass out to the edge. Really lovely decision to put it over. Ella Cromack's at 15, and she's closed the gate early, so there's space in behind, and maybe a bit fortuitous to find her foot rather than her hands there, but that's a wonderful pickup and a great finish.
So Scotland get their third score of the night. England 31, Scotland 17 now.
Gone off her hands, it come off her foot. Yes.
And that started from a turnover line out inside their own 22. So they've got the skills, they can be dangerous from anywhere. It's just about stringing it all together for a complete performance for 80 minutes.
McDougall kicks England off again, entering the last 5 minutes of the match. The England replacements bringing the line speed. Short pass to Scotland's Holly Wilson. And over the top they go, or rather round the corner. And here's McQueen, supported by Flanagan. Love, Cromack, no look pass into Plowman's hands. Cromack, good speed from Finch. Still bringing in that kind of energy to proceedings, having started the match, the number 5 for England, McDougall. Good line from Plowman.
ball.
Scotland have pinched this, however, and Holly Wilson has done it.
Backwards.
Smuggled backwards by Scotland. Ainsworth. Good feet from Faye Sutherland.
Knocked on by White in the tackle. Advantage. We're still advantage. Not rolling away. Back, back. Yes,
Speed on this from Scotland's darting replacement scrum half Douglas. Head down for the next carry.
I think both scrum halves have made really good decisions throughout this game at the penalty, when to tap and put England under pressure, or when to just keep that composure and go to the corner. I've been really impressed with their decision making in that area.
Been a lot of tempo that's come from them as well at the start of the match, with Scotland's Rihanna Darroch really upping the tempo.
Blue here, please. Blue. Blue. Here, please. White here. Here, thank you. White here. Inside the 15.
Calladine to throw this in. To the front, nicely done. England almost have that pinched in the air by
Penalty
Kaylee McHugh.
advantage. Knocked on. Yeah.
Nicely weighted kick here. Luai chasing it down.
Because there's no advantage.
We will come all the way
It was
back. And
just a
Amber
knock-on.
Reid, in terms of player of the match,
There was no
who's in the
Captain?
frame for it?
Captain. No possibility of breakdown.
I think quite a few
So it's
players
just
have held
gonna
their
be a
hand
penalty.
up.
Knocked on. Voluntary knocked on.
In terms of Scotland,
possibility
Charlotte
of
Russell,
breakdown, so
I
just
think
a
we spoke
penalty.
about her earlier when she came off. She has literally been everywhere. Done all the work, the unseen work in that engine room. I think Poppy Fletcher, Ailey Fleming have also carried really well for Scotland. And then in terms of England, looking at the forwards, Lucy Finch had a really good game. I think Amelia McDougall's controlled the game really well. I think my player of the match, open side flanker, I think she scored a try herself, was really physical in contact, Joya Bennett.
So England's number 7, who got the first try of the match,
Please out.
takes the player of the match award as well. Congratulations to her.
Time back on. Down blue.
England overstretched at the line out. Love
Up by White.
just has to dive on the ball. Calladine. Nice carry from Flanagan. Snapping back to the short side, and McDougall again taking it right to the line. Luai couldn't bring that one under her spell.
Down blue. On the 5 girls.
And today's player of the match goes to England's number 7, Joya Bennett.
Girls.
Popular choice, Amber. England players reacting to the announcement of the player of the match as Joya Bennett.
I think lots of both packs players and the involved in them can hold their heads high. Had some really big impacts both at set piece. It was really hard to choose, but I think Joya Bennett for me just fought
Crash.
for those post-contact meters, really got her team on the front foot.
Bind. Set.
Front row pops up here.
Bed going back up. Take a step back if you need it, but earlier.
Feather in the cap for the replacements from the front row for England for sorting out their scrum.
Because keep binding, please. both of you.
Both teams have changed their front rows completely.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
And England do have that ascendancy now. Off the back of the scrum, Scotland do keep the ball, however. Merrin Gunderson, who's still on the park, the captain for Scotland. Flynn from fullback. Douglas, Ainsworth, good feet here.
Back.
Norville,
Back.
that's put to the deck.
Sorry. Do you knock on? Come on.
Great defensive pressure there by England. As the match goes on, you see players start to tire, and sometimes you can get flies coming out the line or they get disconnected, but a solid white wall there from England. Just getting in the eye line of the Scots when that ball goes to floor, so all credit to their effort in defence. Going right down to the wire in this game, even though it's 31-17 up, they're still working hard off the ball.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Meta to Love. And Cromack loops this over the top. David, the intended chaser. But it was out on the full from Ella Cromack. So Cromack and David, two products from Reading RFC, trying to relive the good old days together on that right wing.
Blue here.
Now at Quins and Bristol separately, but almost combining there for England.
That's 4. You're only 4? Yeah, that's okay, that's okay.
Well, Scotland's lineup goes very, very
Now straight,
wonky.
but you're not the captain. Line out. Thank you.
So we'll come back. England's turn to have a pop at this set piece.
Take
It
a
has
step back
been
on the
it
end
has
of the
been a
line.
long match for these players. An hour
Inside the 50.
in the first half
Thank you.
to play 40 minutes of rugby, and then we're going deep into the red here. So Calladine to throw in for England. Good take from Finch. And from Love now, and this is O'Donory, Jasmine O'Donory, the Ealing Trail finder, on her first appearance for the England Under-20s. Finch into the 22, keeps it alive. It's just speculated to go to teammates who are on rushing, and they're there. They reset with Plowman. Plowman clatters into the ground, but it's good presentation from Plowman, and Cromack is now looking for the line here. She uses her frame to get over it, but has she got it down?
Time off. Okay. Okay. One last time. I have no clear sight of the grounding, so try yes or no.
Okay, so try yes or no and to check grounding.
If this is the
Let me know
last
when
act
it's
of this game, it's a fitting ending, isn't it, to go to the TMO?
I'd almost forgotten about the TMO. The first half was very influenced by the TMO, but the second half has been a little more free-flowing.
I think as we watch this replay, look at the delayed pass by Millie Hyatt. She's done it so well all game to put Ella Cromack away. She just holds it for a fraction longer and gets that defender to bite.
Okay, we're going to show them now. So the first one is our best angle.
Certainly from that angle, it looks like Scotland have done a job on Cromack.
Yeah, it looked in real time to me that she was held up. Megan Hyland just coming in on that side that Ella wanted to put the ball down. She does look to celebrate. I think she just travels into that line a little bit too high. And that final intervention by the replacement hooker just looks to hold that ball before she gets it down.
That shows clear grounded.
That is Megan Hyland, who is heavily involved in defending the Scottish line here. The replacement hooker you mentioned, Amber, as well as Nicole Flynn, the fullback.
Jenny, do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah, thank you.
Just looks like she gets her left leg underneath that ball, so Ella Cromack can't put it down. That's wonderful last-ditch defending there from Megan Hyland.
Oh, okay, thank you. It's going to be held up, no try, in goal, drop out. Perfect.
Scotland have
Held
really
up.
stuck to their task
No
in
try.
defence, and they deny England and Ella Cromack. So last play of the game, Scotland kick deep. Maybe England can reply with something. It's McDougall who has the first chance. Takes contact the fly half, Love, and then Plowman, and this is going really wide here into McQueen's hands. And McQueen takes England to within 5 metres of the line. They move it on quickly into the very right-hand corner of the pitch. And England wait. And reset. And arrange their runners. And they surge for the line here. And Scotland might have held them up again. A fantastic rearguard defence from Scotland towards the end of this match. They've been defending it like the game's been on the line. And the credit for that one goes to Kaylee McHugh.
I think that's something you can take. Even though the game's not on the line, you still have to defend as if it is. Because in those moments in other games when it is on the line, you know you have that in the locker to hold a team out. And that's something that Scotland can take massive credit for, their defence, especially on that try line throughout that game.
In so many parts, Scotland impressed, but overall, in all parts, England managed to come through and show their quality in this year's Summer Series. They get their first win of the campaign against Scotland by a score of 31 points to 17. So in the second half, this is how things got started. Great try, and this was the player of the match Ambi selected, setting this up for McDougall. One of the finest passages of play of the game. England ending it with a try.
Yeah, I think Amelia McDougall also had a fantastic game, controlled it really well, and Joya Bennett was fantastic in contact, always fought for that little extra metre and just manages to free her arms, maybe slight spective offload, but she'll claim it.
But for the moment of individual quality leading to a try, this was probably it, wasn't it? The run from Ainsworth and the flying finish in the corner from Norville.
Yeah, again, another player that really impressed me. Her ability to attack the line, draw defenders out. I think she'll definitely be one to watch in the next couple of games. But Norville, that's a fantastic finish in not much space on the edge.
Not long after that, Molly Luai made sure of the victory for England, pinching Scottish ball close to the line and running away.
Yeah, it was wonderfully controlled. Didn't see much of her ball in hand from an attacking perspective, but defensively I thought she tackled really well. And there, just a wonderful read to get herself away and get herself on the scoreboard.
But from depth, Scotland had a real treasure for everyone to savour. It was scored by the replacement Poppy Melonby, kicking forward for herself. Faring well in the speed race against Millie David, and standing firm to run this one in. And after that, no more highlights because Scotland's defence was so tight. It means England are capped at 31 points to 17. A good result for them to begin with, but Scotland also showing what they're about as well. So wins on day one for England, for Ireland and for France under-20s. And that completes match day one of the Women's Six Nations Under-20s Summer Series. We will be back next Friday with round number 2. And until then, have a very good week. Thanks for joining us.